The Seattle Seahawks had a tough Sunday, getting drubbed by the Los Angeles Rams 30-13, a game in which they appeared to be unable to stop any part of the Rams' passing attack. That doesn't mean the game wasn't without some encouraging signs, specifically their ability to consistently stop the run throughout. Last season, the Seahawks defense was the worst part of a playoff team, and the run defense was the worst part of that unit. On bright display in that final playoff game on the road, where the 49ers could essentially run at will. Understandably, the Seahawks took aggressive steps this offseason to resolve the run game issues, and bringing back Bobby Wagner was a hopeful step in that direction. Well, it would appear he is ready to deliver on that promise, as he amassed 19 total tackles this past Sunday, 1 tackle for loss, though it should have been a couple more, as I'll show you. He also posted a 90 PFF grade in his run defense, which was 5th best for linebackers in the NFL this past Sunday. On 40 carries, the Rams only gained 92 yards, or a 2.3 yard per carry average. Bobby was helping to spearhead those efforts. He was all over the place in this aspect of the game, showing his well-honed instincts and smarts to be in the right place at the right time. Don't take my word for it, though. Let me show you how Bobby made it happen against the Rams. This first play is a fun one. An example of how instincts and smarts can put you in a position to get to a play faster than another player who might be quicker than you. Bobby starts out this play towards the strong side of the offensive formation. Matt Stafford thinks he sees an opportunity, and he calls an audible. Bobby recognizes this is no fake out, and he leaves his initial positioning getting right behind the A-gap. And surprise, surprise, the run is going right there, and he is able to make the play. You can have a linebacker a step and a half faster than Bobby Wagner, like for instance Jordan Brooks is, but if they remained in that original position after the audible, they're likely to get blocked out of the play and their speed rendered useless. Take for instance Jordan Brooks on this same very play. After Matt Stafford's audible, he takes a couple of steps away from where the play is headed. But Bobby's on it, so Jordan doesn't need to be. The next play is another play where Bobby is reading it right. Bobby sees something that indicates the run is going to go to the weak side of the formation, just as the fly sweep motion is going back behind the quarterback. He takes 3 steps towards the line of scrimmage prior to the snap, times the snap perfectly, and shoots the gap. He forces the running back out of the initial designed hole, and though he doesn't get credit for the tackle for loss, he is the one that makes it happen. This is going to be a run play out of shotgun. Rams are in 11 personnel, and they're going to run this to the weak side, with a tight end and a right guard pulling back across the formation post-snap. The guard is trying to target Uchenna Nwosu, and the tight end is trying to get to Bobby. BWagz aggressively fills the hole, takes on the lead blocker, sheds it, and helps Uchenna to make the tackle for a negative play. Bobby's reactions are just what you'd expect for a middle linebacker that's played over 10 years in this league. He is nearly in the hole by the time Stafford is handing the ball off to the back. Wagner is always a step ahead in the run game. Here we have the Rams at the goal line, and they're going to score on this play. So why am I highlighting it? Because I don't think it was on Bobby. The run is going right at Brooks' side. Brooks gets blocked out of the play easily, touchdown. Meanwhile, Bobby tosses his blocker aside and tries to get over in time to make a play. Here's Bobby getting off his block. Here's Jordan Brooks getting off his block. It's not to show you how bad Brooks is, but rather how good Bobby is at sliding off blocks. It's been a trait of his of note since Michael Robinson brought it up about Bobby when he was just a rookie. Robinson, the fullback for the Seahawks back 10 years ago, was having hellacious problems getting Bobby blocked up in training camp, and he noted it to reporters. This kid slips blocks like nothing else. On this play, pretty much everyone on the front 7 gets penetration, including BWagz. But it does show again how hard it is to block him. He just slides right off the tackle's second-level block and would have been there to make the play if he was needed. The next snap, Bobby's going to read it right and true again, shooting the backside, mucking up the timing of this play. The tight end pulls back across the formation to hit him with a wham block. Bobby gets low, spins around the block, and helps to make the tackle. Jarran Reed really makes it happen here, getting penetration and slowing the runner slightly for Bobby to have time to get off his block. That's why it's not just one player, but all 11 who must contribute if you're going to stop the run consistently. When you shoot the gap as a linebacker and take that risk, you do so not just because you know you can go make the play in the backfield. You also need to know that you have help in the right places so that you're not leaving the front door open. for a big play. On this play, you have the Rams aligned in that 11 personnel they so very love, with their third receiver lined up as a fullback in kind of a de facto I formation. The Hawks defense is in one of their weird two-man fronts with 8 men at the line of scrimmage. Bobby knows he can trust Uchenna to set the edge and reroute any ball carriers back inside. Kobe Bryant is also down in the box, giving Bobby confidence he's got reinforcements near at hand. Bobby also knows Jarran Reed is going to be scraping to his left, clearing the way to potentially shoot the gap Reed vacates. This provides Wagner an opening. The play starts, and it looks like trouble. The Rams look like they might have a numbers game to one side of the field, a hat for a hat. Bobby has 2 choices right here. He can take on this block softly and try to ride the block wide to get around him and stay in front of the play, or he can cut past the tackle's left, which the tackle doesn't expect, and shoot the gap that is opened up just behind him. If Bobby doesn't get through the gap fast enough, the run game can exploit this path he's taken. If Uchenna Nwosu doesn't set the edge properly, the back may try to bounce it outside for a big gain, but that's not there. If Jarran Reed doesn't close down the hole initially, perhaps the back can hit it fast enough before Bobby can even arrive. But both men hold up their end of the bargain. Bobby blows through the gap and makes the tackle for no gain. Wagner shines on this play, but it's also good team defense. We got a crafty vet move here from Bobby. The Rams come out in a rare 2 tight end look. The tight end on the outside of the formation first is supposed to lay a block in on Julian Love until the receiver behind him can arrive to pick up that block. Then the tight end would peel down to Bobby Wagner. The play is also going to be going right at Wagner. Now, what Bobby does here is so subtle, yet also so very purposeful. Rather than directly shoot the gap, which would take him right into the tight end's block, he wheels around Julian Love's outside hip. The tight end just moves on to his next block, and the receiver is just so locked in on Julian Love, he completely ignores Wagner swinging past him. Wagner whips into the backfield and drops the running back to the ground for little gain. Just a beautiful play here of Bobby flowing to the ball. You could draw a straight line between him and the running back, and he, just like a hunter, a predator, tracks the running back's every step, every move, ready to pounce as soon as the ball carrier reaches the line of scrimmage. Shout out to Boye Mafe too for also doing his part on this play. On these plays I'm showing, we're seeing Bobby covering a good amount of ground, being instinctual, a step ahead of the game. Same thing on this play. Rams try a wide zone out of shotgun. Bobby hauls ass post-snap right to where he believes the run play is going to go, and he's right and makes the tackle. Interestingly, there doesn't appear to be a Ram that was tasked with blocking Bobby on this play. Perhaps McVay doesn't think a backside middle linebacker can get to a wide run on the opposite side of the field. Oh, yes, he can. There are some that will tell you that Bobby is washed. I'm sure I'll see a few comments under this video with folks playing the "what about" game, specifically pointing to Bobby's perceived struggles in coverage. Well, this video isn't about that. Though I will be in a later video this week taking a look back at the secondary, what went wrong, what went to hell. And I'll tell you this, spoiler alert, Bobby was not the problem in coverage this past Sunday. When it comes to stopping the run, getting off blocks, properly diagnosing where the play is headed, and finally making the tackle, Bobby Wagner will do his part. I especially love in particular his ability to take on second-level blockers. It's a breath of fresh air compared to what we saw from Jordan Brooks and Cody Barton on those blocks last season. This year, the Seahawks are going to be better at stopping the run, and Bobby's presence is going to be a huge part to helping make that happen. The old Ninja Turtle ain't done just yet. My name is Brandon Kane. This is the Hawks Nest. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. But beyond all that, don't you ever forget, go Hawks.